questions on those items? You see that tractor there going for trade-in, most of it is auction, a couple scrap items. Any other questions? Call the vote. Mr. Bates?
Yes.
Mr. Preston?
Yes.
And Mr. Innocent?
Yes.
Office Commissioners time. I'll mention a few items. A couple were talked about last month. The concept for the Thompson Township Park, that little thumbnail, if you will, that Erwin Leffel presented on. I followed up with Erwin just before this meeting, last Thursday actually, on March 17th. Erwin is asked to give us another month. Erwin's trying to align the Thompson Township Park Board members for a meeting with him and I. He hasn't been able to do that yet, so I'd like to give Erwin permission to do that because he is a Thompson Township trustee. So I would follow up again with Erwin to see what headway he is making in aligning that meeting with the Thompson Park Board. So that's an update on that. Howard had mentioned last month the possibility of recognizing Teresa Runyon was an employee that retired after 32 years. We look back in our meeting minutes, we recognized her in April of 2021. Teresa had a wonderful retirement party, but she wanted to feel that, lucky her, 50 years old, and I know that because she's the same age as my wife, that it was the next chapter of life. So we did recognize her in April of 2021. She had a wonderful career and wanted to express her gratitude, so we did a resolution for her last year. Wanted to mention a hire of a consulting and a lobbyist for Jogga Park District with McCulley and Company. Myself, Jennifer Pay, and Matt Hugh got together. This was a relationship that Jennifer was familiar with when she worked at the city of Lakewood. So we made the decision to hire McCulley and Company for grant opportunities, and they are certified lobbyists. The reason we decided to do that is we wanted you, the board, to know that we've been hearing you in terms of what grant opportunities are out there, what bigger pools of money are out there through the state and federal grant programs. So we were able to move and groove, if you will, last week, and we have applied, and we've got our name in the hopper for a state capital bill through the Ohio Department of Natural Resources earmarks for a future project in the expansion of Holbrook Hollows. We have submitted a request of $820,000 for improvements to come in off of Franklin Street for a second phase of Holbrook Hollows. With that park being just south of Sugarman Falls, an additional shelter over there, we've included running water, plumbing, bringing electricity in. So McCulley and Company will be helping us with that. We brought them on board for a period of 6 months rather than a year to give them a test drive in the amount of $30,000. We will be engaging our state representatives and our state senators, have meetings with them and let them know that this money, we're requesting this money included in the state capital bill for the 2023-2024 biennium. And completing the conceptual plan for this grant last week, we were able to engage 5 organizations for letters of support. The Bainbridge Township trustees provided one for us, the Village of Sugarman Falls, the Franklin Circle Retirement Community, Sugarman Falls Community Center, and Cleveland Metro Parks, because they have a trail that comes all the way east to us and connects with our Holbrook Hollows property, and will eventually be their hike and bike. To some extent is their hike and bike that will run all the way into Solon. So Cleveland Metro Parks provided a letter of support for the funding request. So exciting opportunity for us. We plan to use them and use them often for state and federal sources of money. So any questions about that? We'll provide updates. We'll follow up from time to time, but for the amount expended as opposed to what we could perhaps get in Jogga County, we're excited about that new opportunity. So, Jen mentioned the 2019 and 2020 audit of the state auditor with our fiscal officer at the time, which was the Jogga County auditor. Anything else you want to add to that? Just asking for updates on that from time to time through the state auditors to see where we're at. So we will continue to keep you updated. A few other things I wanted to mention. Just some highlights for the staff. I will keep it brief. Our naturalists have purchased 2 paddle boats, each holding up to 4 people. They will be available this Memorial Day through Labor Day at our Headwaters Park for people to use. So the addition of new paddle boats, 2 new paddle boats, in addition to our canoes and kayaks. Our naturalists held 81 programs. This number is hard to believe, but we've got a great crew of naturalists. They served 1,692 people in the month of February. So, they do a lot with a small crew, so they deserve to be commended. Our rangers were out and about with all of that snow and ice that we got, and they had dozens of contacts with ice fishermen at Walter C. Best Preserve, Clarendon Woodlands, Headwaters Park, Beartown Lake Reservations, and Bass Lake Preserve. So a lot of our ice fishermen took advantage of the weather. Natural Resource Management is working with Kent State University to grow native trees and wildflowers for our upcoming Earth Day celebration that Paul mentioned. They're also working with Jogger Rotary Club, and a nonprofit organization called Donate a Tree to the World. And they're also working with Best and volunteers to plant those trees on Earth Day at Veterans Legacy Woods. So thank you, Paul, for your hard work, and thank your land stewards for us. I want to commend Paul. He's going to be presenting on the Ohio Native Brook Trout. They will be featured during an upcoming Midwest Multi-State Science Research Conference. So Paul has been asked to present about Ohio's brook trout stream restoration efforts. And while there, he will also be highlighting the Northeast Ohio Spotted Turtle Program that was started here at Jogga Park District. So good work, Paul. Congratulations. It's always great to be recognized by your peers and your colleagues outside the scope of Ohio, and Paul is definitely recognized in the career field as being an expert. So congratulations, Paul. We give kudos to one of our park rangers, Sergeant Rose, while on foot patrol during dusk last week. Sergeant Rose encountered a 12-year-old young lady who was lost. She was visibly upset after wandering off through the woods at her residence. Her cell phone had died, and she did not know how to get home. And she landed at Veterans Legacy Woods. So Sergeant Rose made sure she got home safely and spoke with her guardian. So that's nice to know. Our rangers are out there, the eyes and ears, the things going on in our 27 parks. One last big number, Holly Sauer is our new special events coordinator, but in transitioning from our volunteer coordinator position, she has served 17 years in that position, working alongside a lot of wonderful volunteers. Her commitment to Jogga Park District, she's humbled, and she wanted to take a look back at those 17 years and a staggering 130,457 hours from our crew of volunteers in those 7 years. That equates to 14.89 years of volunteer time. So our volunteers are truly a gem, and we were grateful to have them. So congratulations to Holly. She's passionate about working with our volunteers, and we love our volunteers. So thank you, volunteers. An amazing time for Holly. With that, that's a long-winded commissioner's time, but do the commissioners have anything for us?
Somebody sent me a letter. I don't really understand it, but dark skies.
Mm-hmm.
I guess Observatory Park is a dark sky place. But
Yeah.
I don't really understand the concept.
Yeah.
Other than I need to turn off my lights, I guess.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, that goes back a little bit before me, when our former director and deputy director were here, but they worked alongside our naturalists and with our staff to get an international dark sky dedication. What that essentially means in layman's terms is it's one of the best places internationally to go and look through a telescope. No street lights, no light pollution, and so you're able to go enjoy the night skies. So it's nice to be recognized in that way. And I've asked Paul as part of these quarterly presentations, so it doesn't always have to be him. We enjoy having him, but we're we're going to start to bring in some of our naturalists and present on some of those things, so. Yeah.
That's all I have.
Okay. Anything else from the commissioners? If not, I will entertain a motion to go into executive session for matters related to a promotion of a public employee. The second is a purchase of property, and 3 is any pending court action.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Call the vote, Mr. Insenzi.
Yes.
Mr. Preston.